We're back in Las Vegas, the Showboat Lanes, live coverage of what now is the championship match. In the striped shirts, the tournament leaders Earl Anthony and Nelson Burton Jr. against the semifinal game winners Joe Hutchison and Tom Baker in red. Head-to-head competition. And in that last match, Joe Hutchison, at whom you're looking, and his partner Tom Baker shot a .227 to Berardi and Moran's 182. Hutchison from Scranton.
And the one thing he did different this time, Chris, than from the last game, he used a little more speed and a little more loft to the ball to get the ball down the lane farther and to cut out the ball from cutting sharply into the nose. Here's Earl Anthony.
And the man. It's won 36 titles in 13 years, more money than anybody, nearing the $1 million mark. Strike, and now his partner, 15 titles, 21 years in the PBA, Nelson Burton Jr. Nelson really crossed over.
He's really working hard. He really worked hard this week, Chris, and of course he's a little bit nervous bowling with a guy like Anthony. He just doesn't want to throw all the load on him, but he's a little bit tense right at the time. He's going to have to relax a little bit.
2-5. No.
5-9.
Yeah. So Bo, well, he took care of marking. Big smile after he came back. First time this year he's been on our telecast as a professional competitor. And filling in for Bo today is a longtime friend, Dick Weber. And Dick and I, along with you, watched Tommy Baker and Joe Hutchison win the last game to get to this point. Strike up.
Bad break there, Chris,
Yes.
leaving the 8-10. Threw the ball a little bit harder than normal and didn't quite get back to the pocket like he wanted. As we see the replay here, he hit real thin on the head pin, just about leaving the 2-8-10, but a pin comes out of the gutter to knock the 2 down, leaving the 8-10 split.
So now with that open frame, it'll be tough to make up because they're going against two of the fierce competitors, Earl Anthony and Nelson Burton Jr. But Joe Hutchison, Baker's teammate now, can rebound in the third frame.
He's wired in, Chris. He knows it, too. He has to get his partner primed up a little bit to get in there and get his game going. You know, Chris, this is the 6th time that Earl Anthony's shooting for a title match, and he's never won here at the Showboat Lanes. He's lost twice to Mark Roth, once to Wayne Zahn, Salvino, Mike Albee.
The bowler of the decade leads the 4-7, Earl Anthony.
I call Earl Anthony the left-handed Don Carter. Just fluid all the way through his approach, shoulder level backswing, and just rolls the ball without any effort whatsoever. A good man to emulate.
Perfection. Now Nelson Burton Jr. Anthony marking with a spare in the 3rd, and here's Bo shooting in the 4th. That's more like the Bo Burton. Big strike for the Anthony Burton team. 10 pin separating these two teams, and you'll see them shooting more after this.
The new world car.
Wide World next on ABC, 5 Eastern and Pacific, 4 Central. Except in the Las Vegas area, the WBA World Junior Welterweight Championship fight, Aaron Pryor, Lennox Blackmore, plus the United States Outdoor Track and Field Championships from Sacramento, California. Next on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Next to shoot in the finals, the championship match of the PBA Doubles Classic here in Las Vegas, we have Tom Baker, strike up, shooting in the 4th.
Strange thing, Chris. He adjusted, added some new tape in commercial time there in his thumb hole to get a better feel and a different feel.
Okay.
And take off.
Would seem his style would require great touch.
He's very similar to Earl Anthony in speed. Just no effort at all to roll the ball, to throw the ball over the foul line. And it's great. Hutchison out there giving his partner a little razzmatazz.
Double working. Hutchison, 5th frame.
Ah, lick.
Well, he's a loose competitor.
Definitely loose, that's for sure. There's Joe Hutchison's earnings this year, $27,000, which isn't bad. Great competitor. Back to ball game.
All right, spare for Joe Hutchison, and the Anthony Burton team will go to work now. This is the final match where the 4 men are bowling for $34,000. 22 to the winner, 12 to the runner-up.
And here's the man that everybody wants to bowl, because when they beat him, they feel like they've beat him the greatest. And I agree with him. He is the greatest today. He's just amazing.
Just like that, and Dick, the bowler of the 70 decades, and you, the bowler of the other decades. That's a heavy load to carry when everybody's shooting at you, right?
Yes. I hate to see him grit his teeth, because you know he's got to strike.
Now Anthony and Burton have a double working. Nelson shooting in the 6th frame.
Happy with that one, Chris. Very happy.
Yes.
Little thin, little more speed than normal, but he gets a nice kick off the sideboard and carrying the 4, 5, and 7.
And now a 21-pin lead by Anthony and Burton over Tom Baker, who is getting ready to shoot here in the 6th frame, a spare working.
As we see the ball hit really light, really should have left the 2-pin, maybe plus some other pins, but a pin coming off that sideboard and carrying that 2-pin, that's the second kind of strike like that for Tommy Baker.
You can see one advantage in doubles competition, Dick. You're on a lone and you can relax the other person.
That's for sure.
Oh, and just like that, as they had done a little bit earlier, Hutchison and Baker double. Cut the lead now to 11 pins against Anthony and Burton as we look at Susie Anthony. And Susie's husband now with a 3-bagger working, shooting in the 7th frame.
Interesting note, Chris. Earl Anthony beat Tommy Baker at the Rolaids Open at Dick Weber Lanes.
What lanes?
Dick Weber
Oh.
Lane.
I was there. I remember. Well, a little 6-7 here.
All right, Pards, give it a go.
But here, Nelson Burton Jr. say, come on, Pards, give it a go. He's got to go for it at this stage of the game.
The odds for a professional, 14 to 1.
I haven't made this split since 1956. Gave it a try. Nice try.
Real try. So the open frame comes in the 7th, and instead of leading, Anthony and Burton now trail by 3. So here is Bo.
And this is his first title match since he beat Matt Serena in Baltimore in 1980, Chris. And in fact, Matt Serena won last week in Tucson. So Bo's hungry.
Oh, yes. Big strike in the 8th frame, Bo Burton. And Tom Baker is quickly up. Baker and Hutchison with a strike working in this doubles classic final game.
It's going to be interesting to know what Tommy Baker is going to do with this particular shot, because he's been light a couple of times, using a little bit too much speed, swinging the ball out too far. See if he tightens the line up with this particular shot.
Things up a little bit. The screws are being tightened now with that 3-bagger and a 13-pin lead. But remember, Anthony and Burton will have a strike working when they shoot. But Hutchison, who is tough, is up now for the Baker team.
This is an extremely important shot for the Hutchison-Baker team, because if they don't, Anthony and Burton could go all the way out and shut them out for the game and title.
This was the team that finished number 2, got into the finals with a 227-182 win over Berardi and Morin. And now Earl Anthony is up. Nelson Burton struck in the 8th frame. Anthony shooting in frame number 9 of the final game.
And this is a must strike for Earl Anthony to keep himself in the game, he and Burton in the game. Last time he was a little heavy and got the split. Holy mackerel. One of the most solid hits you can possibly have, and leaving the solid 9, where the 3 and the 5 as we kiss off and leave the solid 9. The ball deflecting to the left.
All right. A spare in the 9th, and now shooting in the 10th will be Nelson Burton Jr. And you see the 23-pin lead held by Baker and Hutchison.
And he must strike out to force Hutchison and Baker to mark. Just not in the books, Chris, leaving the 3, 9, 10 and losing the title match to Joe Hutchison and Tommy Baker.
And there they are, the 2 bachelors, each with 2 PBA titles coming into this finals of the PBA Doubles Classic. And Burton and Anthony with 51 titles, the 2 of them. Such finality in bowling. 190 for Anthony and Burton.
And Chris, this will be Tommy Baker's 2nd win in a row, because he did not bowl in Tucson last week. He bowled in Los Angeles, won that tournament, and being a winner here gives him 2 titles in a row.
Teammate Joe Hutchison this year finished 3rd in the Miller High Life Open in Milwaukee in March. They have a lot to smile about, because they'll be able to split $22,000, whereas Burton and Anthony will share $12,000 for being runners-up here in the finals of the first PBA Doubles Classic. All happening at the Showboat Lanes. 210 to 190 is the final score. Hutchison and Baker have won it. We'll be back to meet the winners after this.